wherever you are. So thank you for being here with us. So our objective is to showcase you how the market works, how we work as architects, or Achille works as a real estate agent, and try to help you out if you would like to invest with us in Portugal. So just to let you know how it works. So very quickly, the architects and the engineers, they work together, and we work for our customers from beginning to end. So if you see here, we start off by the preliminary program and where we propose our fees to the client. And we work with them up to the final process of the project, which is the license of usage. This is made between the architects, the engineers, and obviously the administration, the city hall. So all is a mixed process done with several entities and several steps. So here you can see the steps. We go from a draft project to a licensing project and to an execution and construction phase. So at the end, the client will always have its building or its apartment with a license of usage to use or to resell the apartment or the plot or the building. So I will show you some examples of projects that I did with clients that showcase the possibilities of the real estate market in Lisbon, but in general in Portugal. So this is a project that that I did in the city center of Lisbon, the historical city center of Lisbon, which we call downtown, so Baixa. And this was the beginning of the process. And at the end, we came up with 8 luxury serviced apartments. And the investor bought the whole building. We did the project and we did the construction works. And in the end, he had 8 apartments that he kept to himself. He furnished and he rents them out for tourism. The shops on the ground floor work together with the apartments, or separately if another client from the street wants to come in, have a lunch or dinner. So they work together or separately. So this is a type of business that was made for the tourism market. So 8 luxury serviced apartments in this case. Another example, also in the city center of Lisbon, but focused on a different segment, is this one, which is a small building in the Avenida da Liberdade, which is a very fancy, very expensive avenue in Lisbon, where we did the whole project and we did we divided the building into micro apartments, so they're all T0s, and we had 12 of them, which were resold for golden visa purposes, but they're also connected to a short rental lease agreement. So the clients can have all their golden visa, but the investment will have a return through the tourism and the short rental of these apartments. So we made 12 studios for the tourism industry, but also for the golden visa purpose. In this project, it's another project made in the center of Lisbon for a foreign client that bought the whole building. He wanted to rehabilitate the building, and we divided it in apartments. They also have a parking space underneath, and they have balconies to the back, and also some big terraces. So these apartments, these 8 apartments, were resold in the Portuguese real estate market, and they were sold to Portuguese clients and also foreign clients. So it's a different type of investment and a different type of return. But it's also a good example of what can be made here in Lisbon, for example, or in Portugal in general. So this is another example.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, of course.
So I see in the previous example, you had 800,000 initial investment and then 600,000 for constructions.
Yes.
And you sold it for about 6 million euro, 12, and each one is 500,000.
Yes. So those are indicative prices, but yes, those prices are, these projects have been finished for some time. So afterwards, Achille can guide you through the concrete prices or the general prices that we have in Lisbon and in Portugal in general for when you buy the property in the beginning and when we resell it at the end. So that way you can have a more concrete knowledge of the market, if you will.
But that's about 300% of the initial investment.
You are talking about which
about
project,
the
sorry?
The one with the 12 units that were sold for 500,000.
Yes, this is more or less the numbers that we got. So
okay.
These are different examples of different types of investments and different types of clients. So each client has their own business case and business plan, and we try to help them out with their projects. So just to finish off, so in the showcasing different types of investments, we have another real estate investment that was made for the Portuguese market and the foreign market, but for the real estate market. So the client bought the building, we made the project, we rebuilt the building, and it was resold in the Portuguese real estate market. And also another type of example, which I think is important to showcase, is we talked about bigger or smaller buildings, but we also have investors that want to invest in one particular apartment and not have a big investment. So this example is for an apartment which was bought in the city center of Lisbon. It was rebuilt and resold for clients, I think it was a foreign client also. So this is another type of smaller investment that can be made here in Lisbon. I would like to showcase you also what the future holds. So obviously we are living with a pandemic. It's going back and forth. It seems to be starting a new wave, but either way, we still have a lot of opportunities in the future. And a lot of discussion is going on in Portugal and in Europe in general, but also a lot of discussion is going on because of the pandemics and of the future. So a way to attract investors like yourselves is to have a possible reduction in the VAT rate for the project phase, engineering and architecture. Also there's a proposal of a VAT reduction for the new construction, which currently sits at 23% VAT rate. Also, there's a simplification of all the permits process going throughout Portugal, which everything is now being digital through platforms through the internet. There is a revision of the alojamento local, which is the short rental legislation going on in Lisbon and Porto and all around Portugal. But we had elections not long ago, so everything is being revised and we still don't have a concrete answer. And the Golden Visa program, which may interest you, and is also sometimes, there's other presentations of Rezo Expert Portugal where we focus on that, is also being reviewed. Supposedly it will end in the big cities of Portugal, but it will continue in the more interior parts of Portugal. So basically, this is a review of several types of projects that we made and opportunities that you can maybe so that you can maybe understand how it works. Achille will guide you through the real estate market and have you showcase you prices and the general prices and medium prices of Lisbon, but Portugal also. So do you have some other questions that I may help you with? No. Okay.
I have one.
Okay.
Just wondering if these slides will be downloadable.
I think
presentation. Thank you.
Jessica, I will send afterwards a link to the recording itself, so you will be able to see it again afterwards, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Achille, I believe you can start with your presentation now, because I think Miguel was very clear. So we will move forward with your presentation, and then afterwards we'll address additional questions if there are.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Just let me do it. So. Can everyone see my screen right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's perfect. So thank you so much, first of all. I'm so happy to be here today. I hope I will try to do my best to show you everything about the real estate market in Portugal. I know that it's not easy to do it like in 5 minutes or 15 minutes, but I will try my best to do it. But first of all, I am Achille Simo, so I moved to Portugal 8 years ago. I am originally from Cameroon and I moved to France to finish my master's degree. And so here in Portugal, I work with the brokerage Coldwell Banker, and we are based in Lisbon. We are specialized in residential and commercial properties. We have different teams who are really based on the residential in Lisbon, Porto, Algarve, and also on the commercial property. Me, I am really specialized on the residential and I'm working more closely with commercial, but more on the hotel part. And as I mentioned, we are working in Lisbon, Porto, Algarve. So if you have any question related to that cities, please feel free to pop up. And also due to my accent, I think you can see, so I'm not a Portuguese. I learn Portuguese here. And I usually receive that question if Portuguese is easy to learn. Yes, it's easy to learn. I learned it like 3 years ago and it was so easy and now it's easy for me to speak. So the housing market in Portugal, as you know, due to the COVID-19, we had a huge impact. On the left side, you have the map of the Portugal. I don't know if maybe between you guys, if you really know Portugal or not, but here you have an overview of Portugal. You have the Ivory Coast, you have Lisbon Coast, you have Algarve. So the main city where people usually, when they think about Portugal, they want to go. So normally people want to go here on the coast, or here, Lisbon also, and Algarve. So due to the COVID-19, we have a decline on the occupancy rate for all the investors that at the beginning was looking for apartment to rent on Airbnb, booking a hotel as well. But during 2021, we have a totally different situation coming in. We have a decline, yes, slightly, I will not say really deep decline of prices on prices of houses, but a small decline around 8 to 5%, and also depend on the location in Portugal, right? On the residential market, but on the commercial market, we still have a good selling process here. So here we have an overview of the prices, the sale price per location in Portugal. Here you can have, for example, I will take Braga. Braga is in the north of Portugal, where you have good opportunities. You have the castle, you are near to Spain also. So people love to go there, but make sure when you go to Braga to know that you will have, it's different from Lisbon. It's not the south, right? So it's more cold. It's different. You have also all the commodities such as Lisbon, but it's a small city than Lisbon. And the price per square meter for sale is only 1,000 euros. This is the price on the last 12 months. So during this month of from November 2020 until November 2021, this is the price that we have. As you can see here, just for curiosity, Lisbon is the most expensive for 3,300 euros. But I'm going also to show you during this presentation some examples of houses with prices per square meter. So these are all median value. If you are looking to find an investment in Portugal, let's say you want to move to Portugal to live in Portugal, the commodities will be different. Your criteria are going to be different, and totally different from another person who is looking to buy something to renovate or to put for investment, to rent, or to sell again. So here I have one example. I am in Lisbon. I am in the center of Lisbon. I have this small apartment, which is to renovate, total renovation. It's located on the 5th floor of this building without elevator, and it costs 180,000 euros. This property went on the market on Friday, and the next Friday it was already sold. And this is 2 months ago. So this is 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bath. The person who buys is Portuguese who want to renovate their apartment. So we already have a student who is coming in January for stay. Is a student who is going to rent the apartment. This is the kind of opportunity that we have sometimes on the market in the center of Lisbon, who go like quickly. This one is another So if you have questions, guys, please feel free to tell me so I can stop and also present you simply. So this one is a building, it's a lovely building also in the center of Lisbon. As Miguel said before, it's a fancy street, if I can say like that, as we saw on the previous year. In Lisbon, the price per square meter for sale was 303,000, right? 3,300 euros. But here, this building is 5 floors and it's only 480 square meter. And the price per square meter for this building for sale at the moment with works to do is 3,200 euros per square meter. But the good opportunity for that building is that you can turn into hostel, you can sell each apartment, you can turn each apartment in studios or small apartment or bigger one, which is what we have here. We have a huge demand on bigger apartment, luxury. For the major market, we have a huge demand on studio apartment. So this is a huge opportunity also, this building. And this one is another one. It's not in Lisbon, it's in Portugal, which is also a really great location. For those who are looking for holidays, for those who are looking to retire, I would say this is the place to be right now in Portugal. The price per square meter is still good. We have great investment there. This is a beautiful house, this one for sale. It's a one bedroom house. Actually, it's only for 87,000 euros. It's only 1 bedroom and 1 bath, small renovation. Actually, the person who is interested to buy this house, he doesn't want to do renovation at all because the house seems like good for him, so he wants to stay there. And so let me just return here. So Comporta is near to Lisbon and actually it's still good to invest there. So if you are looking to invest, you still have a good possibility to buy something near Lisbon. Depends also on what you are looking to do. So if you want to do on the major market, so we can help you on that. Do we have some question or everything is fine?
Everything is fine, apparently.
Okay. I think I was maybe so fast. Let me just try this. Okay. Can we ask to the person here if it, like, for example, Glenn Kammer. Can you hear me, Glenn? Hi.
The mic is shut down, so that I would ask him, to turn it on.
Yeah, maybe he has to.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, hi, Glenn.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question for you is, are you thinking about moving to Portugal in the near future, or are you in Portugal right now?
So we are thinking about moving to Portugal in the next probably 3 years, maybe 4 years.
Okay.
The place we're in right now is doing scouting trips, evaluating where to be.
Yeah.
So concentrating on Lisboa and Porto.
Okay.
And evaluating neighborhoods right now.
Have you been to Portugal before?
Yes.
Okay.
So far Lisboa only. So Porto, is on the list, but we haven't been there yet. So this February, spending 2 months evaluating various neighborhoods.
Okay.
And the cadence that we're going to get into is a couple of months in Lisbon, and 10 months of the year in California for the next couple of years until we actually do the move.
Okay.
Okay, because we have here, so if you come to Portugal in February, we have also a team of people who guide you through Lisbon and show you some neighborhoods, like explain the history, and also can tell you the price per square meter during a day or 1 or 2 hours. So you can book that also here in our agency, and they can help you do that. So if you need that, in Porto and Lisbon, there are 2 services that we provide also to some people who want to know more about Portugal.
No, we would love to have that kind of kind of guidance into the various neighborhoods and into the opportunities as well. Absolutely.
Okay, that's perfect.
Achille, I think it would be interesting to ask perhaps, the audience which is here, if they are more looking for, like Glenn, looking for opportunities where, they can live, or they are looking, for investment opportunities. It would be interesting to answer, some questions if they are, regarding that topic.
Do we have some investors here? Yeah, Glenn, tell me.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll volunteer to start on that. So, we are primarily looking for a primary home.
Okay.
But I will say that, certainly some of the things, Miguel, that you presented initially, I certainly would be intrigued about, given the time frame that we're on. We're in the golden visa process right now. So we have a time frame where we can continue to work here in the States and plan our move on, a time frame that we control. So this notion of, potentially purchasing a property that's multi-unit and then having one that we live in and sell off the rest is something that's of interest to us.
Yes.
And certainly some of the numbers that you presented there are very intriguing.
Yeah. Okay. So
the golden visa. Yeah.
Whenever you come to Portugal, as Achille was saying, we can meet up and see and check the opportunities. Because what we usually do, and this goes for all the people here, that we try to help out the investors that will come to Lisbon, Portugal in general, Porto, whatever, and we try to see with them what they want, try to look into the market and see what would fit. And for example, my part as an architect is to see what is possible to do with a building, for example, or the apartment or the plot, how many floors, how much it would cost to construct, to rebuild, etc. And we try to produce a sort of a business plan, either for a big investor or smaller, so that you can understand what the cost would be, the time frame, so that you can plan. And this is our objective, is to start off by working with the investors in the beginning, know them, have a trust relationship, and then work with them up to the end. So this is our main goal.
And just to clarify for other people watching, we are already in the Golden Visa program, so we are not looking to invest to qualify for the Golden.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, that's good. And
there is a question, Vadim, what is your question regarding buying property for the Golden Visa process? Can you please clarify?
Yes, hi, my name is Vadim, and we're looking to buy property. Okay, we have we're in Canada right now, and we are going to start a process, but we have for now like pretty low budget, around maybe 300,000 euros. And we're thinking about maybe buy property that require like construction and maybe in low not maybe right now it's only in low density area. And but we know that there are like, it's not that simple process. So if you're buying, you can buy like, let's say for 100,000 or like maybe more. Again, we just started like research. And then you need to get builders and go through like whole process before you even like apply for Golden Visa with this kind of property. So we understand that from Canada it's very hard and to do, and we're looking for somebody who can help us like go like end to end, help to find property in low density, but it's supposed to be kind of good for investment. And let's say, because first 5 years we're not gonna move to Portugal, because we have like we have our own conditions. After 5 years we're gonna, let's say if we're gonna move, we should be able, or rent it successfully during these 5 years, and maybe then we're gonna sell it and buy, like bring more money and buy something that we're gonna leave, or maybe leave this property for investment. So it should be kind of investment for the first 5 years, with a good chance to sell it, like, let's say, after 5 years, not losing money. And so that's what we're looking for, a team that can help us in this.
Okay, so you came to the right webinar.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's as we were saying, that's our goal, is to work with the investors from beginning to end. So that would be a very interesting process. So you can if you want, send us an email explaining a little bit better where the area you would like to invest is, what's your objectives, all the info that you may send us. That would be helpful.
Miguel, will be great to get your contact details so we can.
In any case, I will send afterwards, the contact details for Miguel and for Achille, as well as the recording of this webinar, so you will be able to get in touch afterwards. Kirill is asking a question regarding mortgage.
Achille, just to jump up again on Badim, because he mentioned that I work especially on the golden visa, as you mentioned. As you know, I am foreigner, so I really work for the golden visa program, and also the D7 program, because you have several programs here in Portugal and in HR as well. When you say that you are going to come to Portugal and only after 5 years, no, you have to be in Portugal 7 days per year. Don't forget that.
Yes, we know this.
So it's important.
Conditions. It's not because anyway we need to come. We need to see maybe progress if there is something. So I think we're going to be like even more than seven days.
Okay, so it's perfect.
May I ask, like you work? You mentioned like big cities like Lisbon, Porto, but my understanding that you work as well as a team, like let's say Algarve, because we're looking at like it may be more warm place. So you work in that areas as well, right?
Yes, we have. Actually, we just finished like a golden visa also for another person who get last week his approval. He was so happy. So yeah.
Is it like was it just like buying property, or it was again kind of renovation?
He bought a small, actually we went to, so we have a building in construction. So he just bought an apartment in that building, for construction.
Okay, and another question about golden visa. There are like some opportunities to buy hotels, like, or room in hotels. Is it like good investment in general? Is it something that you can sell, let's say, when you need it, like, or it makes sense to buy just flat or like a small house? What would be the preference? I know it's a tough question, but still, like hotel rooms, is it like good investment or questionable?
I will for myself, I would say depend on the kind of investor that you are. Like for example, right now I'm working with Marriott Hotel. We have a huge investment around 125 rooms, studios, right? 5-star hotel in Algarve, Lagos. And we are selling that it's only for the golden visa purpose. And we are selling each room for 155,000 euros, each of them. So to do the golden visa, you have at least to buy 2. And the return on investment there is 10%. If you tell me, Achille, it is good investment, but the return investment is starting only on 2023. But we already have like seven clients already bought that for the golden visa purpose. Is it a good investment? I will say yes if you are not here to buy and manage the property, right? Because you have to see all of that. What we can do as a team, if you tell me, Achille, I want to invest in Portugal and I want really to invest in the property, I can do several projects for you. I bring with Miguel a property to renovate, and I tell you, okay, for this property, as I did for the first apartment, for the renovation, you can rent for that amount, and the return on investment, the net return on investment will be this 5 to 7%. For example, in Lisbon, that's the rate that we usually have. In Algarve, for that property, you have 10%. Maybe in other situations like commercial, or if you are here, you can decrease the expense and increase your return on investment. So it depends exactly on what kind of investor you are. But for you who doesn't want to come to Portugal for at least 5 years, it usually, like the Mahmoud case, they have the buyback period. So after 5 years, when you get your golden visa, they pay you back the property that you bought. So that could be a great investment.
Okay, thank you. I think we need to connect and talk more on this. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, so there was another question from Kirill, it's an interesting question. He's asking, he's already in the process of getting the citizenship in Israel, in Portugal. He's currently living in Israel. They are looking to invest in Portugal and they would like to know if they can get a mortgage or loans in Portugal for any leverage.
Well, from my experience, yes, the clients usually get a mortgage either to buy the property or for the construction works. Obviously, it depends on the nationality, on their own funds, but I think it is possible.
Actually, we at Coldwell Banker City, just to add on what Miguel said, we work with all the banks here in Portugal. So when a client come to us and say we want to buy property, we contact all the bank manager with who we work. And just today also I received, because yesterday I went to the bank with a couple, American couple who want to buy property in Leiria. And we went to the bank and the bank manager said, no, we can just give you 50%. And today she sent an email saying that we just changed our rules with American and now we can give them up to 80%, which is great, right? Yeah. So if you're thinking about getting a mortgage, yeah, you can do that even you are not here, or you don't need to come into Portugal to do that. So everything, open a bank account, get the mortgage, get the NIF number, which is good, which is important, the first thing to do. And yeah, our team can do that. We have a legal team here who can help you, and a financial team as well. Yeah, we can do that for you.
Okay, so it's not, yeah, that's great to hear, because it's not possible to take the mortgage for like in Israel for a property in Portugal.
Yes,
so
in
it's
some countries,
yeah. Cool. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so there was another question coming from Wills regarding mortgages. Okay, so do you have to specify to the mortgage lender whether you intend to live in it yourself or if you plan to let it out as a holiday let? Are you familiar with that question, Achille?
Yeah, it's like when you acquire property. I think Miguel will also say, but when you acquire property, the financial institution here in Portugal will ask you, what is the intention to acquire property? Are you going to live there, or is it secondary property to invest, right? So the bank the bank manager will ask you the same thing. So normally you will have to answer to that question. Yeah.
Okay, so Shlomi is asking also a different question regarding taxation. Unfortunately, I mean, we have specialists in taxation in Lisbon. So both Miguel and Achille are not specialists. So I'm not sure, this is the right webinar for that. But in any case, if you have questions about taxation, I'll be happy to refer you to Rogerio, who is a specialist in taxation in Lisbon. Okay, and then one last question from Pushkar also, which is relevant for everyone. How much should we factor for closing costs in Portugal, land title, legal fees, etc.? It's a question for both of you, I believe.
Well, it depends on each property, I think, and the type of business. As a general rule, how much should we factor in for closing costs in Portugal? Land title, legal fees, etc.
It's not too much like other countries, right? I would say like 5 to 7%. Yeah, but we can do like a simulation. I can do it right now. A simulation just to give you an overview. Let's say we go for that apartment, which was 180.
Okay.
Really? Yeah. So 180. How much should we? Actually, I did just a closing this morning, and yes, it was kind of similar. My client paid 4,000 euros for everything. So the notary cost, it was cash, all cash. The notary cost and the apartment, It's a 3 bedrooms apartment in Lisbon, and it's 170. So we write here 170. So he buy for that price cash, and the total cost, notary cost, and the taxes was 4K. Yeah, that he paid. So we just did this morning. And he's
Okay, so-
Canadian, actually, he's Canadian, and he's not here. So he just sent the procuration and I signed for him. So
Yeah.
I will
Right,
have
so-
an escrow account. This help also some clients. The escrow account help also some clients. Yeah.
So if there are no more questions, we will then, close the session. So I thank you very much. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Achille. It was a great, very interesting
Welcome.
presentation. Thank you
Thank
to all
you.
the attendees. I will send you shortly, the contact details for everyone, and as well as the recording. And we'll be in touch. Follow us, on social network. You'll be notified whenever we do another event. So thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.